So in the last class, we were discussing how to resolve the problem of externalities. We had discussed the Pigouvian solution, that is, the government can impose taxes and or subsidies so that the missing costs or benefits are covered. The second method is the that of bargaining between the two parties. It was proposed by Ronald Coase in his 1961 article. And the Coase theorem basically states that if you have an externality, then we simply establish property rights in the with regard to the externality. The two parties will bargain between themselves, and one party will compensate the other, and this will result in the maximization of social welfare. Okay. Now, do you want me to repeat? Do you want me to repeat the Coase theorem?
Yes, sir. Would be helpful.
It would be helpful. Okay. Okay. So, yeah, let's see. Let's think of a numerical example. না এখানে হবে না। So, let's see. Okay. So let us look into consider this graph numerically. You can see over here that as we increase production, marginal benefit is falling. So this marginal benefit goes to the producer. This is his profit, which is total revenue minus total cost. Now, Pigou would say that when he's considering total cost, he's only considering the cost of production. He's not considering the externality of his action. Production leads to the release of waste matter into the pollution, into the atmosphere, into a neighboring water body, and this is causing pollution and affecting the neighboring households. So this cost is not included within is the production, the total cost of the producer. If you look from the household side, because of the pollution, they have to incur additional costs. So if it is a case of, let us say, water pollution, then they have to purify the water, then they suffer from various types of infections, as a result of which they have to incur medical costs. So as the pollution level increases, your these costs also increases. So let me add output to this. Right. Okay. So we can see this is the output levels. This is the production, uh, the benefit going to the producer, and this is the marginal cost, that is the cost of averting the pollution. Okay. Okay. Now just think about it. See, if the suppose the property rights are owned by the producer. So the producer is emitting effluents, that is it's a chemical factory and there's a nearby river, and the factory dumps its waste matters, its chemicals into this river. So the river gets affected. Now the producer owns the river, as a result of which he can do whatever he wants legally. No one can stop him. So in this case, he simply focuses on the marginal benefit, and he's going to maximize marginal benefit. Okay, this is the all these are the net marginal benefits. So that is net marginal benefit is equal to, let us see, this is equal to marginal revenue minus marginal cost. Okay, so when is this maximized? Can you see? It will be maximized when this is equal to 0, right? Net margin. That should equal to 0. So which means that what is the output level? It is 7. So the producer, sorry, just a minute. So this is the output level at which the producer is going to produce. Okay. Now suppose the households, the neighbors get together and they say that, look, we are suffering a huge cost. So in order to clean the water, purify the water, we have to spend 30 rupees. So let us go and ask the producer to reduce his marginal benefit. Okay. So in that case, if the marginal benefit is reduced, okay, if he reduces his output by 1 unit, then how much is he going to suffer? What is the loss to the producer? Okay. Now, the producer will say that I'm going to lose 5 units. If I'm reducing output, I'm going to reduce uh, output by 5 units. Actually, এখানে এগুলো একটা ইউনিট একটা ঘর করে শিফট করে যাওয়ার কথা। শিফটটা কি করে দাঁড়াও। Let us see. Sorry. এটা তাহলে 8 হয়ে যাবে। Is going to produce 8. Let us see. Okay. আচ্ছা। So if the household says, if the household produces uh, okay. So the household asks producers to reduce output by 1 unit. ঠিক আছে? আচ্ছা। So what is the loss to the producer? The loss is this 5 units. So if the producer agrees, then his profit is going to go down by 5 units. Okay. So will the producer agree? See, he lives in a different place. So he doesn't use the water and he's not affected by the pollution levels. So he's just interested in profits. So he's going to say that, okay, if you ask me to reduce output, my profit is going to go down. Why should I listen to you? Right? Now, if the household goes and say, see, we are saving 25 units. We will pay you 5 units. So, okay, your profit will go down by 5 units, but we will compensate you for this 5 units. So, instead of 25, we are going to, our cost will be 5. Okay, our cost will go down. Sorry, our cost will be 30. But see, still we are gaining over here. There's no loss over here. What is happening to the producer? His profit falls by 5, but he also gets 5 from the households. So his income is same as before. He's not adversely affected, right? Now over here, how much should they compensate him? They should compensate him by 10 rupees. the cost is still 10. এইখানে কি হচ্ছে? Now they have to compensate him by 50. Okay. So we can see over here that is the compensation that he wants, and this is his saving. His marginal cost is going down by this amount. So these two are matching. এইখানে কি হচ্ছে? His marginal cost goes down by 10, but he wants a greater amount of subsidy. So in this case, subsidy is no longer, such compensation is no longer possible. Is it clear what I'm saying?
Sir, so compensation more than the net marginal cost is not possible.
No. তাহলে তো ওর কোনো সেভিংসই হলো না।
Right.
See what is happening over here? He makes a saving of 25. Okay. His cost goes down by 25. Achha. So he can compensate that person, right? Over here, it is possible for him to compensate that person. He pays him 10 because his cost has come down. এইখানে গিয়ে when you have equality, then the process stops. এখানে দেখো, see the marginal cost, how much can he compensate? This is this amount. How much compensation do they want? Only this amount. ঠিক আছে? So compensation is possible. এইখানে গিয়ে কি হচ্ছে? The producer wants a compensation of this amount. But how much compensation can the households pay? Only this amount. So in this case, compensation is not possible. It's not possible to the left of Q star. Now, the Coase theorem states that it does not matter who owns the property rights. It can be owned by the producer. It can also be owned by the affected party. In both cases, the solution is the same. Okay. So now let's take the other extreme. It is now the households who own the water body. So in this case, sorry, okay. So in this case, the households will not allow the water body to be used. They don't want any pollution. They own the rights, and they will tell the producer that you can't use the water body. You can't pollute it. It's our property. So now the producer will come up and say that, look, sorry, just 1 minute, please. Okay. So the producer will say, look, it's true that if I start producing, I'm going to pollute the river and your pollution cost is going to go up. But it is going to go up by only this amount. So I'm getting a benefit of this amount. So I'll compensate you for this. And still, what is my gain? This is my gain. It's lower, but still I'm making a positive gain. Next we come to Q2. Then he will say, look, can I increase production a little bit more? of course it's going to pollute you. So your cost is going to go up by this amount. Fine, I'll compensate you. And even after compensation, I'm going to get a profit of this. So what is happening is this is this was the profit cost. Now he has to pay compensation, as a result of which his marginal benefit decreases. Okay, and this will go on till we reach this point. Beyond this, the producer earns an extra income of this. But how much is the households going to demand as compensation? They will want this amount. So now there's a shortfall of this amount. Okay. As a result of which, you cannot, the producer will not pay compensation beyond this. This will be his optimal limit. So whether the households own the property right, in that case we come from Q1 to Q star, or the producer owns the property rights, in that case we move leftwards from Q4 to Q3 and end up at Q star. In both cases, the solution is Q star. Okay, so whether we move from this from the left side to the right side, or we move in the opposite direction, all roads leads to Rome, and we end up in Q star. Okay, so I'll just restate. I'll state Coase's theorem that then establishing property rights will lead to mutually beneficial trade between the affected and polluting parties, and this will resolve the externality. This is very important. It does not matter who owns the property rights. In both cases, the solution will be the same. Okay. Now, I've used one phrase: if there are no transaction costs. So this is a crucial part. Okay. In fact, another assumption is it has to be a two-party situation. You can't have multiple parties. So you can have multiple households, but we assume that all of them can combine, and there may be multiple producers, but we can go and bargain. They have an association and we can go and bargain with them. Okay. Is it clear? Okay. Now I
স্যার
have
একবার
used
আগের
one
পেজটায় যাবেন?
8A. 8A.
না স্যার, যেখানে হ্যাঁ হ্যাঁ এটা। স্যার হয়ে গেছে।
Okay. Now I have used a term a new term which is transaction costs. What are they? They are simply the costs of making a transaction or trade. ঠিক আছে? তার মানে এখানে take this example যে একটা we have a chemical factory which is polluting the river. So what are the possible transaction costs? Chemical factory which is releasing effluents into a neighboring river. Effluent মানে হচ্ছে ওর যে chemical waste গুলো। ঠিক আছে? So let us see the river is owned by the factory owner. So what are the possible transaction costs? So let us say that you are the party who is going to get affected and you want to form an association and go and bargain with the factory owner. In that case, you have to first identify who is the factory owner, right? না তো তুমি কার সঙ্গে bargain করবে? Who is the polluting party? ধরো ওখানে 4-5টা factory আছে. You have to identify that, okay, this factory is polluting. Who is the owner of this factory? Second হচ্ছে their cost of forming association who will bargain. ঠিক আছে? মানে তোমরা তো অনেকজন রয়েছো. There are about 45 of you. So you have to get together, form a body which is going to bargain with the factory owner. Otherwise তোমরা যদি individually যাও, factory owner তোমাদের পাত্তা দেবে? মানে he is going to say, look, I'm going to enter into an agreement with you. Someone else is going to come and he's going to raise different issues. So get together, give me something common, then I'll listen to you. Reasonable? Then there are the costs of bargaining. মানে ওর কাছে যাচ্ছ, তার জন্য travel cost লাগতে পারে. There's a time cost of bargaining. After you enter into the agreement, you have to monitor the agreement. ও বললো ঠিক আছে আমি প্রোডাকশন কমিয়ে দেবো, তোমরা আমাকে টাকা দাও, প্রতি মাসে এসে আমাকে এত টাকা দিয়ে দেবে. So you start paying him and he just says no, look, I'm reducing production, but actually he's not doing so. So you have to check and ensure that he's keeping to the side of the bargain. And if there's any dispute, you have to resolve the dispute. You have to go to the court, maybe get hold of an arbitrator, and so on. Okay? On the other hand, let's say the property owners, property rights are owned by the households. In that case, what will happen? He has to identify the affected households. And again, you have the other costs. The costs of bargaining, monitoring the agreement, resolution of possible disputes, and so on. Okay. So do you understand what is transaction costs. Okay.
Sir, could you go back to that last slide? Yes, so you just need to note down that last line. Yes, you're done. Thank you.
Okay. So now the question is, why is TC important? It is important in two ways. Suppose the transaction costs are owned by the producer. Okay. Okay. Suppose he is going to be compensated, right? In this case, what will happen compared to the previous case?
Sir,
Hmm.
so when you say the transaction costs are owned by the producer, do you mean that he's going to
Sorry,
bear
he's
them?
born. He's, yeah.
Yeah, right. Sir, so the compensation will be higher and equilibrium will possibly be reached at a lower output.
Wait. He will want a higher level of compensation. Acha. Now let's go to the other part. Suppose producer is going to pay compensation. What will happen? So you are, let us say you are the producer. You are going to pay compensation to me. You are bearing some, you are incurring some transaction costs. What is going to happen?
Sir, he would like to produce more and pay less.
No, for the same level of production.
He would want to pay less compensation.
সে তো সবসময় he will want to pay less compensation. What
So
is,
he'll have to bear a higher compensation.
no. What is going to happen? His ability to pay compensation. Okay. কত টাকা ও কম্পেনসেশন দিতে পারবে সেইটা ফল করছে। ও সবসময় চাইবে জিরো কম্পেনসেশন দিতে, এটা না। His ability to pay compensation gets reduced. When suppose he's getting a profit of 100. Okay, so how much compensation can he pay? He can pay a compensation of 100. But if he incurs a transaction cost of 20 rupees, what is his ability to compensate? It will decline by 20. From 100, it falls to 80. Right? Suppose they are borne by the consumer. That is the household. Okay. In that case, again, if the consumer is going to be compensated, he will want a higher level of compensation. if he's going to pay compensation, his ability to pay compensation gets reduced. Fine. Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now look at this. The transaction costs are incurred by the consumer, right? Now suppose the marginal benefit is of the producer is this amount, the marginal cost of pollution, which is borne by the consumer, is the red line. Let us say the property rights are owned by the, let us say, so what is the optimal point? Q star is going to be the optimal point, right? Where the two curves intersect. Okay. Now the transaction costs are incurred by the consumer. Okay. Suppose he pays compensation. Okay. So previously his ability to pay compensation was this amount. Now what happens? His ability to pay compensation gets reduced, right? So what is the new intersection? See, previously he could pay this amount of compensation. Now he can pay only this amount of compensation. So now this is the new intersection, and this is going to be the optimal level of production. Okay. So now what is going to happen is the producer is going to, we are going to have overproduction. Now, will someone please note down this case? Property rights owned by producer. Make a 2 into 2 table. Property rights owned by producer, property rights owned by consumer. Transaction cost borne by consumer, transaction cost borne by, just 1 minute. Hello. Yes. Yeah. Very quick. Class. बोलिए. Yes. Sorry, 2000? हाँ, हाँ. अच्छा. हम्म. Okay. Because, yeah, okay. Because I think Krishna and Soumitra is working on one paper. So hopefully they will be able to publish it. I think at that time it was one paper. पहले डोना को भी तो, yeah, yeah, because, or maybe, yeah, because Dona, everyone has to publish, na? Dona, Devashish. send the paper? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Sorry. Okay. So as I was saying, this is the optimal level of production without transaction costs. Now, if the consumer incurs the transaction cost, okay, and suppose the consumer has to pay compensation. Okay. See, the red line, the marginal cost was initially indicated the ability to compensate. Now, because of transaction cost, the marginal cost remains same, but the ability to pay compensation gets reduced to the dotted red line. Okay. So previously, this was the amount that he could pay compensation. Now it is this amount that he can pay as compensation. Okay. So he's saving this amount, but part of it, see, this is the transaction cost. So his ability to pay compensation starts from here. So after compensating, his gain is only this amount. Okay. Therefore, the equilibrium will be not at Q start, but at Q3. So this is the optimal level of production. Okay. So if you have transaction costs on the consumer, property rights are owned by the producer, you have overproduction. Okay. Now let us say that the property rights are owned by the consumer. So the consumer has to be compensated. In that case, what happens is the consumer will want compensation, and this will be more than the cost of pollution because he has to incur a transaction cost. So his compensation will be the marginal cost of pollution plus transaction cost. So now it is this red line. And again, you can see that this is the optimal level of production, the intersection. So we can see that if the property rights are owned by the consumer, then you have underproduction. This is the optimal, and you're producing over here. So if the property rights are owned by the consumer, you have equilibrium at a suboptimal level. If the producer owns the property rights, you have overproduction. So, okay. Okay. So the second question is that fine. In this case, we have the consumer who owns the property rights. Suppose it is the producer who owns the property rights. In that case, what will happen is the red line is going to remain same. The green line is going to shift upwards or downwards. So I leave it to you as an exercise to find out what will happen in this case. So take the
স্যার
two cases. Yes.
স্যার বলছি রেড লাইনটা শিফট করবে কখন?
রেড লাইনটা শিফট করবে যখন ট্রানজাকশন কস্টটা কনজিউমার বিয়ার করছে।
আচ্ছা, সে প্রপার্টি যারই হোক, মানে প্রপার্টিটা কনজিউমারের হোক আর প্রডিউসারের হোক, ট্রানজাকশন কস্টটা যে বেয়ার করছে তার উপর ডিপেন্ড করবে।
হ্যাঁ, এবার ওপরে যাবে না নিচে যাবে সেটা ডিটারমিন করছে প্রপার্টি রাইটটা কার উপর, কার কাছে আছে।
আর
যদি
স্যার
প্রপার্টি রাইটটা প্রডিউসারের কাছে থাকে তাহলে তো কনজিউমার কম্পেনসেশন দেবে। ঠিক আছে, এখানে দেখো, suppose consumer is going to pay compensation, ability to pay compensation decreases, তাহলে ability to pay compensation will be below the marginal cost curve. ঠিক আছে?
হ্যাঁ স্যার।
আর কনজিউমার যদি প্রপার্টি রাইটটা এনজয় করে তাহলে ও কম্পেনসেশন পাবে, he will want a higher level. তাহলে কার্ভটা লাইনটা উপরে শিফট করছে। হ্যাঁ বলো।
তাহলে গ্রিন লাইনটা কখন শিফট করবে?
বলো তুমি কখন শিফট করবে? স্লাইডটা দেখো। এখানে কি হবে? If the producer is going to be compensated, তখন কি হবে? How will the compensation curve change?
So this is when the transaction costs are borne by the producer and he
Yes.
is to be compensated, right?
Yes,
The first
yes,
thing.
yes.
So it will shift parallelly upward.
ঠিক আছে? And second case, the producer is going to pay compensation.
So it will shift downward because his ability to pay compensation decreases.
এখানে কি হবে? কনজিউমার মানে মার্জিনাল কস্ট। So if he's going to be compensated, he will want a higher level of compensation. So how will the curve change, line change?
It will shift upward parallel.
আর এখানে
Parallel shift downward. Sir, I had a question. Sir, why is the marginal cost representative of the consumer's like ability to pay compensation?
See, if there are no transaction costs, then only you have this property. Okay. যেটা হচ্ছে যে if your production goes down, ঠিক আছে, you're going to make some savings. মানে suppose as a result of the pollution, you have to incur some health expenditure. So if the water becomes cleaner, your health expenditure is going to go down. How much is it going to go down? It is given by the marginal cost. ঠিক আছে? Now, if you make a savings which is equal to marginal cost, this indicates the amount that you can pay as compensation. On the other hand, if production goes up, your health expenditure goes up because the water quality decreases. In that case, how much compensation will you require? মানে এগুলো সব additional compensation বলা হচ্ছে for every unit. So in that case, you're going to get an additional compensation of how much? Your increase in health expenditure. That is how much? That is your new marginal cost. 80. 80. আমি যদি এইভাবে বাড়াই, আমার মার্জিনাল কস্ট কত বাড়ছে? এতটা বাড়ছে, 0 থেকে এতটা বাড়লো। This is the additional cost that I'm incurring for one unit. So I want compensation by this amount. আবার এখানে আমি যদি production fall করি, my marginal cost falls from here to here. So I'm making a savings, right? My marginal cost has come down. So how much saving am I going to make? This amount. So this is the amount that I will pay as compensation. ঠিক আছে? কিন্তু যেই আমি ট্রানজাকশন কস্টটা নিয়ে আসছি, তখন এই মার্জিনাল কস্টের সঙ্গে ট্রানজাকশন কস্টটা হয় অ্যাড হবে কিংবা সাবট্রাক্টেড হবে, ডিপেন্ডিং অন whether I have to pay compensation or whether I receive compensation.
Sir,
বলো বলো।
yeah, sir, due to suppose there is an increase in output, so there is an additional marginal cost of pollution. So obviously there is excess health expenditure involved, and there is a fall in savings. So that fall in savings is exactly equal to the increase in like the cost of production, right? That is the amount of compensation
This
he
is
will have
not
to
the
give.
cost of production. When did I
The
say it's the cost of production?
pollution, sir. Sorry, I misread that.
Who is bearing the cost of pollution? Is
The
the
consumer.
producer bearing it? Only the consumer.
Yes,
Why
sir.
is he bearing it? His health expenditure has gone up. So marginal cost of pollution is the marginal expenditure on health, marginal health expenditure. Okay.
Yes, sir.
If there's
Sure.
any purifying cost, it is marginal cost of purification and health expenditure. এগুলো তোমরা একটু কোনো একটা স্ট্যান্ডার্ড বই পড়ে নিও, তোমার পার্লফ বা মিলার মাডালা বা or Pindike Rubinfield. Just read any standard book on externalities.
So Varian.
ভেরিয়ানে কিরকম আছে আমার মনে নেই। Okay. So to summarize, Pigou argued that externality was fundamentally a problem of missing costs. So in this case, taxes or subsidies can act as a proxy for such missing costs. This view was criticized by Ronald Coase, then Buchanan, Arwen Debru. They argued that the problem was not of missing costs. It was a problem of missing markets. You don't have the property rights in the necessary market. So government intervention in the form of taxes and subsidies is not the solution. The solution is you have to simply establish property rights and then you walk out. The two parties will bargain between themselves. So, as I've said, that you have two references, Buchanan and Stubblebine, externalities, rural cost, theory of social cost. Both of them are classic articles. A very simple discussion of externalities is given in Pierce and Turner. Unfortunately, it's in the departmental library. One possibility is Perloff. You can read Perloff, as I've said. Okay, so I've finished off externalities. Now I'm going to go to the start the next part, which is
So,
yes.
so could you go to that summary slide? Okay, sir. Could you hold it here for a second? Yes, sir. Done. Thank you.
Okay. Then I'm going to come to the next part, which is public goods. So here I'm going to, this is the structure. What are public goods? Marginal cost pricing and public goods. I'm going to cover up till this point. Pareto optimality conditions, how they change if you have public goods, how to get the demand curves, and what is the optimal solution, the problem of free riding, then a special type of uh, public goods, which are club goods and common property resources, and finally, meritons or merit ones. Okay. 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 Now let's introduce some concepts, which is called two concepts: exclusion and rivalry. Uh, the exclusion principle says that the consumer has to pay for the commodity that he consumes. If you can pay, you can consume the article. If you cannot pay, you will be stopped from consuming the commodity. This is very clear. Every commodity in a free market system, every commodity has to be paid for. There's a price to every commodity, any market commodity, not for free goods, obviously. So if you have a price, this price has to be paid. Now, if the exclusion principle is not applicable, then a consumer cannot be prevented from consuming the commodity, even if it does not pay for it. The best example is defense services. How do you pay for defense? Can you see? Tell me.
So taxation.
Yeah, we pay defense through taxation. The government levies a tax on us. So, as you know, there are many people who don't pay taxes. They may not be, um, their income may be too low, or maybe they are just concealing their income. Now, suppose war starts. Can the army say that, okay, I'm going to defend only a few people who are paying taxes? Is it feasible?
No, sir.
Yeah. Another important concept is rival consumption. Rival consumption is simply consumption is equal to Cx plus Cy. So suppose we have a total amount of a commodity is 10 units. Okay, so the producer has, someone has brought 10 rupees, 10 units to the market, and you have two consumers. So the joint consumption must be 10 units. একজন যদি consumption বাড়ায়, so suppose initially the consumption is 5 plus 5. Now suppose X increases consumption. What will happen to Y's consumption? You have 10 units. X is increasing his consumption from 5 to 6. What will happen to Y's consumption? Initially, it was 5 units. Now, what is it? Swapnil?
Yes, sir.
হ্যাঁ, ধরো তোমার 10 ইউনিট আছে মার্কেটে, তুমি 5 ইউনিট কনজিউম করছিলে, তোমার বন্ধু 5 ইউনিট কনজিউম করছে। এবার তুমি যদি কনজাম্পশন বাড়াও, 6 ইউনিট করো, তোমার বন্ধুর কি হবে? ও কত কনজিউম করবে?
4 কমে যাবে।
কমে যাবে। If your friend increases consumption to 7 from 5, what happens?
My consumption falls.
Okay. So, what is the meaning of rival? You are enemies. Both of you are competitors. So, if one person increases consumption, the other person has to reduce his consumption. একটা কেকের মতো, কেউ এসে যে কেকটা খাচ্ছে, বাকিদের শেয়ারটা কমে যাচ্ছে। What is non-rival consumption? Here, C equal to Cx equal to Cy. তার মানে X এর কনজাম্পশনটা Y এর কনজাম্পশনটা এফেক্ট করছে না। ধরো ডিফেন্স সার্ভিস, ডিফেন্স সার্ভিসে গভর্নমেন্ট অফ এক্সপেন্ডিচার, গভর্নমেন্ট অফ ইন্ডিয়া ডিফেন্স বাড়িয়ে দিল, তাহলে কি হবে? কি হবে তাহলে? তাহলে সবাই ইকুয়ালি বেনিফিট করছে। ধর একটা স্টেডিয়াম, সেখানে সবাই গান শুনছে, একটা লোক ঢুকলো। If a second person comes in, will it matter?
No, sir. They'll be able to see the
same thing. আরো 50 জন ঢুকলো, কনজাম্পশন চেঞ্জ করবে কি? নাথিং।
না স্যার।
আচ্ছা, ধরো একটা রাস্তা আছে, নতুন রাস্তা করা হলো, আমরা গাড়ির সংখ্যা বাড়াচ্ছি, কি হবে এখানে? কিছুই হবে না। আচ্ছা, তাহলে এই দুটো প্রিন্সিপালকে কম্বাইন করে আমি এরকম একটা টেবিল করতে পারি। কনজাম্পশন ইজ রাইভাল, নন রাইভাল, exclusion is applicable, not applicable. যদি exclusion applicable হয় and consumption is rival, we call it a private good. This is an economic good which is supplied through the market. আচ্ছা, এইখানটা খেয়াল দেখো, পাবলিক গুডের the definition of a public good is any commodity whose consumption is rival. ঠিক আছে, দেখো, this is also public good, this is also public good. আচ্ছা, now if the exclusion principle is not applicable, we call it a pure public good. And if the exclusion principle is applicable, we call it a club good. A case when consumption is rival but exclusion is not rival, we call it common property. Okay. So keep in mind this, the two principles and this graph. So as I've
So
said,
could you go back to that?
মা কি করছে? মা করছে? হ্যাঁ, বলো, হয়েছে এটা?
Yes, sir. Done, sir. Done.
Okay. আচ্ছা, examples: pure public goods, defense services; club good or just public good, bridge, cultural, road, highway, cultural events. মানে ধরো এখানে কালচারাল ইভেন্টে, ধরো স্টেডিয়ামের ক্যাপাসিটি হচ্ছে তোমার 500 জন। এবার একজন দুজন করে যখন ঢুকছে, প্রথমে কোনো প্রবলেম হচ্ছে না। সাপোজ ইট ক্রসেস 500, সো ইয়োর পিপল সিটিং স্ট্যান্ডিং ইন ফ্রন্ট অফ ইউ, তখন কি হবে? হাইওয়েতে ধরো আমরা ট্রাফিক আস্তে আস্তে করে ইনক্রিজ করছি। আফটার সাম টাইম ইউ আর গোয়িং টু হ্যাভ ট্রাফিক জ্যামস। দিস ইজ কল্ড congestion externalities. So initially your consumption is non-rival, but after the number of users crosses a certain limit, then other people starts, the consumers starts getting affected. প্রথম দিকে যখন গাড়ির সংখ্যা বাড়াচ্ছি, কোনো there's no problem. Once you have a certain number of cars, any further increase is going to lead to traffic jams, and this is going to affect every people. So if n is this critical limit, the actual number of users is less than this critical limit, consumption is non-rival. But if the actual number of users crosses this limit, you have rival consumption. As I've said, bridge, highways, and so on. Okay. Now, if we are, how do we price commodities? Now, if you are offering a private good, right? If you increase supply by 1 unit, the cost is going to go up. What is this increased cost? It is called marginal cost. Okay. So the marginal cost can be cost of production. We can also interpret this in this way. It's a reduction in utility of existing users. Suppose there are no producer cost. But what has happened is supply to other people gets reduced. On the other hand, consumption by more people will increase benefit by a certain amount, and this is called marginal benefit. Now, in competitive markets, what is the price? The price is equal to marginal cost, which is equal to marginal benefit, right? So this is the pricing policy that is followed in the case of private commodities, a marginal cost pricing policy. Will I go to the next slide or will I wait?
So just 1 second. Yes, sir. Done.
Now, mm, take the case of a non-rival consumption. Okay. So suppose we have a bridge which is built at a cost of 1000 and we have 10 users. So how will the cost be divided? What is the cost on every person? We'll simply divide the cost equally. So the cost is 1000 and there are 10 users. So every person will pay 100 rupees. Now, if an additional user joins the community, theoretically, we can apply the exclusion principle. See, in case of a bridge, highway, etc., we can apply, I mean, just take the case of the toll bridges, the toll stations. In order to enter, cross the road or bridge, you have to pay the toll tax. So exclusion can be applicable in the case of a bridge. Okay, so in that case, what is the price that you should charge? Price should equal to marginal cost. But what is the marginal cost over here? See, the road has been already been built. The bridge has is already there. If an extra person uses the bridge, will the marginal cost, will there be a change in cost? The only change, there's no cost of production now. So the only change in cost is if other people get affected. But we are ruling it out. Consumption is non-rival. So in that case, marginal cost is equal to zero, price is also equal to zero. So if consumption is non-rival, we should not apply a marginal cost pricing policy, even if we can apply the exclusion principle. Okay. So if in case of a pure public good, you simply cannot apply the exclusion principle. If you say that there's a price, people can just say, I will not pay for it. And you can't stop them from consuming. But in this case, you can certainly apply the exclusion principle. But if you want to maximize welfare, you should not apply the exclusion principle. Is it clear? Okay. 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 So the next part is uh, the Pareto optimality. I'll discuss this next. Individual. Let's see. Okay. So I'll end the course at this point. Stop it at this point. Sorry. Mm, And let's see.